called us
hooligans, yahoos.
I'm going to address you now with some information so that you are aware of what those gentlemen, those men and ladies of law enforcement have to deal with, the difficulties that they have to bear, the pressure that they are under, the sacrifices that they, the men and women in blue, make every day. And when I'm done, I will address those men and women in law enforcement, and I will give them your perspective, my perspective. I started in the OPP in 1982. I did my basic training with the Ontario Provincial Police and was then sent to Elmer, Ontario. Elmer.
Yeah!
And I've never been back to Elmer until a few weeks ago in a different capacity. When I started with the OPP, what was ingrained in all police officers and continues to be ingrained in all police officers is the importance of the Canadian Charter of Rights and human rights, and that we shall never violate human rights and the Canadian Charter rights, which are foundational to us. And once in a while we did. And the courts did not look upon that well. The Charter of Rights that we protect for all people in this country are foundational. They are the roots of the tree. I will tell you what we go through as the fine men and women of law enforcement. We see violence, death, destruction on a regular basis. We do things and see things that you never will. It is not an easy task. They pay us well. We have a great pension. We have great benefits, more than most. But they don't pay us for what we do on a day-to-day basis. They pay us for what we might have to do one day. The day that we never expect, what we're going to see that day, what we have to do that day. And it's very difficult, and it accumulates day after day, month after month, week after week, 32 years. When I started at the Ontario Police College, I had a very interesting conversation with the director of the college one day. And after being told by the Ontario Provincial Police Academy that we only hire the best, you are the best of the best of the best, I was told by the director that we're not looking for the brightest bulbs in the tree. And that caused me some concern. I thought I was the best of the best of the best. And he said, the brightest bulbs in the tree burn out the quickest. And we need you here for the long term. We need you for 30 years. We need you to get through this. We need the strongest bulbs on the tree, not the brightest. I took that as a compliment. All the men and women in law enforcement here, they were selected because they are the best and the best, and the brightest bulbs. Not the brightest bulbs, they are the longest lasting bulbs, and they are very smart and very intelligent, and I am extremely proud to have worked with them. I will tell you that as an OPP officer, my life was saved several times by the Metropolitan Toronto Police Force. I work with all the police forces in Southern Ontario, and I'm proud to have done so. I work with heroes. I work with people that I am very proud to have worked with. But I can say to you things that they can't. I can tell you that the police departments have become very politically motivated and controlled.
Yes.
And that has nothing to do with the officers on the street, the men and women who go out every day in their patrol vehicles and do their job. And damn it, they do it very well. They're not perfect. They make mistakes. A lot of civil litigation reveals that there are a lot of mistakes, and there are some bad apples coming from every tree. But I will tell you overwhelmingly that the majority of police officers and a considerable amount of senior management are people I'm very proud of. I have gone to far too many funerals, hand in hand, with members of every police force in this province and police forces in the United States. We are a brotherhood, and we stand together. And although I am retired from that agency, I continue to carry a badge to show my honor and respect when required to that agency. I'm very proud of that agency. I'm very proud of working with those members. But now, I need to address the members of the police service that are here. Gentlemen, when we took an oath, you may have forgotten your oath, but I'm going to remind you fundamentally what your oath is, what my oath was. The oath was very short, and the oath was that we will protect the Constitution of Canada in an unbiased manner. And I say, as my brothers and sisters who I have retired from but still have the utmost respect, these people are my new brothers and sisters. And all I ask from you members, regardless of what your choice is to do today, I will say the hardest thing is conformity. Cracking the conformity is very difficult, and that's a decision you're going to have to make. Gentlemen, you will need to know one thing. You will need to know and ask yourself, what side of history do I want to be on? Because we are at a fundamental breaking point in this country right here and now. I'll leave you with a homework assignment, if you choose, gentlemen. Understand what PCR testing is all about and how inaccurate it is. Understand what case numbers mean and what they don't mean. And once you do, I pray to God that you will wake up and stand on the right side of this argument.
Give it up
Thank you.
for the real man,
Woo! Thank
retired
you.
police officer.
Thank you.
You have a choice. Every single moment of our life when we wake up, we have a choice. And police officers today, you have a choice. Choose to protect the people, not the corporations and not the corrupt government. We all know this government is very corrupt. We all know these measures are bogus. We know people actually dying because of these measures. We know people in retirement homes actually dying because of a negligence. They're not dying because of this virus. We've been protesting for the last 8+ months, traveling all across the country. Look at me, men and women, look at me. I traveled across this country, supporting every single citizen of this country, fighting for their rights and freedoms. Why am I still alive if this is such a deadly virus? It's not. The only virus we need to stop is the corruption and fear. And we are working on it. And like I said, we're going to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Everyone needs to round up to the door, guys, please. Please go and show up to the officers. That we're not afraid. We're going to stand the ground. We're going to stand the ground.
So I know we will fight in